This week on the Trent Out Loud Podcast, the beauty would be for all of us to come together and recognize that we're a human race and not our nationalities and our backgrounds and what one person did to another, et cetera, et cetera. And maybe that will happen one day. Yo, I wish celebrities would just shut the hell up sometimes. So comedian and TV personality Roseanne Barr was on a podcast, and I don't even know how they got into the Holocaust and how they got into Jewish people. But she said that, you know what, I'll just let her say it.
And that is the truth. And nobody died in the Holocaust either.
No.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
It should happen. 6 million Jews should die right now because they cause all the problems in the world, but it never happened.
Now, the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I wish people would just shut the hell up when they're talking about a race of people. Now, whenever I talk about slavery or I say something about black people or whatever, there's always somebody in the comments that are like, well, there's still enslaved people today. Or some people are like, do you know that white people were the first enslaved people? Or there's somebody that wants to make a comment about the Holocaust and about Jewish people. And yes, there are Holocaust deniers. I had Chris Guy on my podcast once, and he was saying that, it wasn't 6 million Jewish people that died during the Holocaust. It was 10 million people, or it was less, or the amount of people. Or there's some people that say, how many people died in slavery? It was, way more than Jewish people that died. I just wish people would shut the hell up. And if there is a Jewish person speaking about the Holocaust and about how it affected them or their family, just shut up. And that's not the time to talk about, or it should never be the time to talk about, if it happened or if it didn't happen. Just let people grieve in their own way, or let people deal with their trauma in their own way. And if a black person is talking about slavery, just let them be. You know what I mean? Let them deal with their trauma how they want to deal with it. And I feel like, I'm sure with every nationality or with every race, globally, there's some sort of, bad background or trauma that dates back thousands of years, with wars or with genocide, or in Africa with apartheid. And there's just, there's so much of a history in our land, in our world, and every nationality and every race has some sort of trauma that they're dealing with. And I just wish people would stop talking about other people's drama and trauma and making it so dramatic for everybody. And just let people grieve and deal with how they want to grieve and deal with it. And I think if we all give everybody else some grace, and even within the let me finish. If we all give them grace, then I think I think that we'll be able to deal with it better as a human race collectively, right? The beauty would be for all of us to come together and recognize that we're a human race and not our nationalities and our backgrounds and what one person did to another, et cetera, et cetera. And maybe that will happen one day. But I just feel, I forgot what I was going to say now before I was stopping that other thing that I wanted to say. I even feel like there's, even within the black community, like Roseanne Barr is Jewish, right? And she's talking about the Holocaust, There's even people within the black community that talk about slavery and talk about systemic racism and how they don't feel like, there's systemic racism left. But if there's a black person that feels like there's systemic racism and he or she is experiencing systemic racism or prejudice, and you as a black person might not be experiencing that, you can't say, well, listen, slavery was 400 years ago. Pull yourself up by your bootstraps and you'll be fine. Like, listen, I think the moral of the story is that regardless if you are talking about somebody else's race or you're talking about your own race, give other people grace. Give humans grace. Everybody experiences life differently. We all live in our own homes. We all live our own lives. And because I'm black doesn't mean that another black person experiences a black life the same way. And just because Roseanne Barr is Jewish and she has her own version of the Holocaust and she feels like, whatever should happen to Jewish people, just shut the hell up, because you're just igniting somebody else's trauma. And that's really a real shitty thing to do to somebody else. And just give other humans grace, man. That's all this podcast is about, man. It's just think about other people and think about triggering other people, and just be more mindful of how you're making your race feel or other races feel. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace!